What is up, guys? It's your boy GRC. How's everyone doing? We got 37 in here. Let's read them off. Terrafin, first in the chat. Warden, quick second. You're usually first. That's a tough one. Terrafin's coming back. My Hex Toy. Hexakin Papa. Good morning, guys. PDC, RH Max. What up, guys? There's a lot going on in crypto. I'm always fashionably late. It's the green room talk, because it allows you to go till 10 minutes, so it's hard not to sometimes. GRCC took the dogs out. Yeah, I'm always taking. I don't even have a dog, but dogs are already out. Always out with GRC. Didn't rip the bong. The bong. You didn't rip the bong. The bong ripped GRC. Nice. Very true. I've literally smoked a bong in 5 years. I don't think of any sort. I don't even like that big contraption. I don't even know. Seems like it would hurt. Frack, everybody, good to see you guys. Real quick, I need 250 retweets on a tweet. I know it sounds like a tall order, but you know it's not. For when Silver messaged me this morning, he said 250 on this tweet, and we're live. And I said 250. Those are rookie numbers. Come on. I thought it was going to be this monumental goal that I had to pass. But let's see where we're at now, and I'm going to post it below, guys. Seriously, though, I've been trying to get Silver Antidote on this flipping stream since the day I got on Twitter and started this stream and did all that stuff. Guys, I want him on. He's got all that juicy alpha. So, Sam, he's one of those guys. He literally just watches the buys and sells. Like, he just, like, basically keeps the chart up of the volume and just, like, watches – like what's going on and kind of just reports on it. Like he just like writes a little blurb. Like this account, who's known for dumping on this date, that date, and this date, has a stake coming up. And I think this is a potential dumper. So like he'll do stuff like that and it'll kind of warn people. But I was really just super interested in his insight in the chain analysis, in diving into stuff, because I'm getting more into the liquidity providing world, and that's really important over there. You know, you got to pay attention to a lot of these things. If there's one dude who has a fat bag and he's about to get nuked for some reason, or like he got liquidated in another account, it's important to understand all that on chain. That's what I'm trying to get good at, and I really enjoy it. So guys, retweet this tweet and we will go to the break. Guys, we got a lot going on in crypto in the morning. It's just ridiculous. I can't say any of this shit because bullish just tells me not to, but it's very exciting. Retweet that, guys. Crypto in the morning, DeFi proof, 1 minute, 9 seconds, guys. I will see you in a minute. Retweet that. 250 antidotes coming on tomorrow morning, if that's 250 by the morning. You understand? Help me.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way.
DeFi proof.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Yo, what's good? What's good, dude? We've seen 100% increase in the price of Ethereum, and now we have a 20% pullback.
Are you talking about like the last little price movement, and now you're talking about last couple of days?
From 900 to 2,000. 900.
That's a big move. That's a big move. We act like it's not a move, but I think about other people like
Right?
And I'm like, damn, dude. But again, Sam, remember, there's always, I need to say this before, there's always opportunity. If you buy a coin, there's likely going to be a 20% pump on that coin if it has product market fit, if it's the right coin, and we're not talking about the meme coins here. So Sam, that basically means if you are paying attention, even passively, like maybe daily would be a good way to do it. You can make 20% gains like all the time. But again, I don't think you'll feel the freedom to do that if you don't understand the staking protocols, all of these options, because you got to understand the options first. And then I think it's the best way. But I mean, there's always a premium. The first time you bought ETH in your fucking life, it went up like 30% in the fucking 2 days. You were like,
No,
should I just keep it? Like, what the fuck?
You're just like, what?
This how this works? And I was like, pretty much.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And going through this process, I want to also mention the Tornado Cash thing in a minute, but going through this process with providing liquidity and earning, $1,000 a day plus, I continue to evolve like how do I want to approach this, right? Like earning the fees, and like, am I just going to continue to reinvest it, or should I pull some off, or that kind of thing? So last night when I was journaling or writing down my goals and all that kind of stuff, I think what I'm going to start doing with the LP is pulling 5 and also talking to Bullish as well. What's up, Bullish? I'm going to start probably pulling 5 to 10% per day and putting that into something that was a stable coin. So then I'm like, okay, do I want this in USDC or Tether or DAI or PAX or whatever? And I was like, I think what I'll probably do is start actually putting it into just ICOSA as like the stable coin, right? We've seen a drop. I haven't checked the price of ICOSA today, but we have seen a drop since launch in ICOSA. But I think that
it seems healthy-esque though for a launch. Like I love looking. Sam, do you remember when I said when Hedron was low, and I said I think this is going to even out right at the launch price and go sideways from there? We are stuck on that launch price, man. Stuck.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, well, yes. Ever since that big and then the equal out, because it was over. I even texted you. I said it's overbought,
then oversold.
I said it was overbought. I said just give yourself a second before you go at that, Sam. I texted him, and in my opinion, I said, I think we're just that hair oversold, little too much news, little too much insider trading. And then but now we're just really stuck on that launch price, which is like, maybe this is what we were seems healthy, which is a good sign to me.
Yes. Oh, and I'm still like, I know we've talked about it every day for the last 4 days. I am going to be I have been since the launch of ICOSA. I will be purchasing Hedron every day. Like, I'm just going to be purchasing Hedron every day, a little bit, just a little bit every day, because I understand what's happening. I understand how this is going to play out in the future. Like, we see this. We're taking a look at this. We understand that there's going to be gargantuan amount of demand for Hedron. The amount of yield in ICOSA that I earn in the ICOSA pool is going to skyrocket at the 90-day mark, because there's going to be a boatload of burn here. That's just going to give me options to do more stuff. And I don't
30% of the supply if you include the OA as a non-seller for that for that HSI auction estimate for the dump price.
So what I'm going to paraphrase to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. We've got about 92 trillion Hedron, and about 30 trillion or 27 trillion Hedron are basically off the market, is what you're saying.
Yes,
which is massive, because you have. It is. It's just great. Right?
No, it's like doesn't even make sense. It's too massive. It doesn't. It's too massive. I'm scared,
bro.
scared, bro.
$500 get you slippage.
My eyes will be able to look at the screen, dude, because I can only do math. I've always been good with math in my head. I don't know shit about math on a calculator, but I could do like really quick, intuitive math in my own head, and nothing that I ever share. And the math is turning into a little fucking fudge ball at the end of the path, and I can't. I'm like nuclear games, like I can't calculate. Because that 83x from premium value is what we were talking. 83x from the fair trade value of Hedron, just to show the chart for the B share. I guess that was what it was pinned on. It's just a lot of upside. And if you guys know anything about the bull market that's coming up at some point here, you never know. It could be tomorrow. It could be probably more so like a month. I'm thinking we're getting close. And that's just my opinion. This is my true opinion. Now that I've just gathered all this information over fucking 200 days straight, my heart is telling me, we're just going to take the max pain dump. There's going to be rules, news, crazy month, and then it's going to be over. And everyone's going to be sitting there without money.
So you think it's going to be like a boom, done with very quickly?
Well, it's not. I mean, this has been a long ass time of people being broke too. Like it's been a long time since we had pumps. Like there's been no, I don't
know about you guys, but I had pumps.
Nuclear pumps though. I mean, we're talking like fucking crazy pumps, like never ending weeks of pumping, which is kind of like, but.
So is that's what you're talking about for a bear market? Because I haven't been in the market long enough to see. I'm sorry, a bull market.
I don't know because that whole recession thing. I watched the bull market recover from 2019 or like 2018, but then I watched the COVID crisis happen, and people said that was more black swan, but I think it was kind of like baked in, if to like the whole entire. It's hard to explain. Like there's so many factors, but at the end of the day, I feel like they have enough resistance to just kind of fix whatever's going on. It seems like at this point they have the people are okay right now. Everyone's kind of like, yeah, everyone's getting shot in the streets in the city, but other than that, everyone's, they're making it somehow manageable for people to survive with no money. And you know what I mean? Like I feel like everyone's surviving on no money and they can't pay for gas and they're hiding in their houses. But how long can that happen before it pops? You know what I mean? Doesn't it feel like there's a breaking point where people are like, oh, I just don't have an option anymore. And then the market liquidates your houses or whatever.
I think that there could be a lot of volatility between now and the election, right? Because Democrats, unless they're a lot more cheating like there was a couple years ago, are going to get fucking manhandled. Like,
tell me about election stuff for me, because that's just something I have never you've been balls deep in that understanding. I'm sure I've seen your posts. I never watched them because I just didn't know politics.
It wasn't interesting,
but I saw them and I assumed what does an election in the United States of America, and we're talking crypto, the whole world, this is for me and the audience, what does it mean? What implications can it have? What if there's cheating, if there's other things, what real implications can that have if there's foul play or whatever?
Well, first, let's start internationally. So given that the stuff that I do with like my company and the fitness space that I'm in, and even in crypto, I talk to a lot of people that are international. And it's fascinating to me that people who are living in other countries know our election cycle and certain people who are in government better than people who live in this country. And these are coming from outside this country. So when you think about that, whatever happens here in the United States has a impact internationally, right? And then that has a, second or third order ripple effect, how it goes through. But coming into the midterm, which is there's I think there's the Senate, there's a certain number of houses for the Senate and the House that are up for election. There was a bunch of Democrats who was like, hey, I'm not running again because they're going to get fucking manhandled. And because they're just probably get a lot of like hate from their constituents because they don't agree with anything that they're doing. But going into this, there's going to be a lot of FUD from the media, right? Pointing in one direction. And I think
what are they going to fucking say? Like, oh, you're going to be broke, but Biden's a nicer guy.
But what are they saying to raid Trump's a former president?
Oh my God, that was insane. I forgot about that, dude. That's legit. Like they raided his shit. Dude, people put this into perspective for a second. Whether you like Trump or not, whether he's crazy, rapist, I don't fucking know his life. None of my business. To be honest, I don't give a shit. But for you to be walking around with a brain on this earth in SWAT team, fucking SWAT team, assault rifles. I know how that shit goes. Even
former president.
Dude, he's the former president of the United States of America. People have lost their fucking minds. They don't know what way is up or down. You don't know about Trump. If someone came into my house with SWAT team and all that shit, and look, I would feel devastated. Like I had no more options in this world. I would have to leave if I wasn't incarcerated. Because I would feel that I'd feel like, okay, they really can cut like my back. It's like going into a war without a gun. It's like, oh baby, I'll protect you, but I don't have a gun. Everyone else has a gun. It's like not possible.
And this is why I think it's fascinating to put this into the crypto space, right? Because Ethereum's already seen a 20% sell off. Hex got up to about 7 cents and it's down in 4 cent range now, 4.7, I think it was last time.
Loving that, by the way. Loving.
And maybe this is where we start to see that big sell off. I think BTC was up, it's 24,000 and it's around 21 now. We don't have any fucking idea, but I do think that there could be that big sell-off. Like something has to happen, as in like there's a bunch of balloons and somebody takes something to scare everybody and pops a balloon, and that creates this like igniting, so to speak, of energy, right? And that the media will take that balloon popping, metaphorically speaking, and create that into something that is not, which then scares idiots who don't know what they're doing. And that creates the ripple effect where people start selling off, or they transition from risk on assets to risk off assets. And in that is where the market tanks. I see that potentially happening. On the other hand, like there is positive stuff happening, like for crypto specifically, with the Coinbase and BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, and they're partnering up, right? So then they set up their trust, right? So if there's a influx of institutional capital coming into crypto, that news in and of itself. I had a buddy who is a financial planner for people, and he posted on Facebook the other day, anybody who's thinking about crypto before they're buying any like index funds doesn't know what they're doing. And I was like, bro, you are fucking taking your clients to the toilet, right? And then you're just shoving them into the stall. And then like you're doing one of the worst things you could possibly do for your fucking clients by talking them out of the best performing asset in the world. And you don't need to believe me. Look what's happening in the effing market. The largest asset manager in the effing fucking world, right? $10 trillion of assets under management just set a partnership to put money into crypto. The best performing asset in the world. And you're telling your clients to not get into crypto? Like, what the F is wrong with you? How do you do something like that? Like, I can't do that. You can't do that.
They just play off of not understanding anything. Because like it's like they're always going to side to ignorance instead of studying harder. Right? Like, why would they study harder? For what? For their client? Why? Who cares? They're not allowed to do shit anyway. They're not even allowed to buy Ethereum, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So guys, it's that bad. It's that bad. They can't even buy assets. Like, you're giving all your wealth to someone who cannot possibly, by the rules created, beat inflation unless they fucking do some magic, which they will not be doing. No magic. What is it?
I just got this in the mail last night. I have not set it up yet. This is a Ledger Nano S Plus. It's the $79 one or $80 one. Ledger. I got one because I would like to see Treasure versus Ledger. One of the first takes. So like, those unboxing videos that we used to watch back in the day, at least that's when I used to watch more videos than I do today. When you open this up, right, you pull out this Ledger Nano S thing. The first thing that I noticed, when you compare a Ledger to a Treasure, a Ledger feels like a high quality piece of equipment. A Treasure feels like a plastic piece of crap. A Treasure feels like garbage. A Treasure is like, this is solid. There's nothing shaking.
Yeah, it's odd that they couldn't update the manufacturing detail on. I have Treasure, and
this feels sturdy as fuck.
No, I know, but in your opinion, I think everyone knows. Most people have kind of know that. What do you think that shows? Like, because what are you trying to get at? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, because yeah, they both work the same. Let's say they both last the same amount of time. Who knows? But it's a little bit of effort, a little bit of detail within the company, and you can kind of catch a beat on that. Is what you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of a first initial take on it. That I was. I don't want to say disappointed, but I was like, oh, wow. When I pulled out the Treasure the first time, I was like, oh, wow, this feels, I spent $60, $70 plus $20 for shipping or something like that. And it feels like it's a flimsy fucking piece of plastic, right? Where this feels
I like my
there's a
treasures
weight to
because
it.
it does not look like something you would want to steal if you didn't know what it was.
And
That
this just looks like a thumb drive.
well, yeah, no, that looks a little more stealable, just a little. But I mean, still, I don't even know.
True. You're right. You're right.
Just a little. Like I think if someone looked at my treasure, they would literally think it was like a little fucking game for something that they would never know about, like some stupid little like keychain game thing. And I kind of like that. But again, we're just as far as me and Sam will dive more into the understanding of these products within. And I know there are subtle differences, very subtle differences, but they are important to highlight because when it comes to connecting certain cryptocurrencies, you can have trouble depending on the chain. So like guys, remember it depends on wallet interaction and what kind of software they're using in order to be the front end. It's important to understand these things before you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy the Trezor first, and then I'm gonna buy a random ass crypto that I've never studied. It's like that might not have synergy. So you gotta really kind of think about what's going on. I don't know that for certain, but
I believe you're correct, because when you're saying this is one of the things that I noticed when looking at the Trezor site, because I just had my buddy order a Trezor just because that was before I purchased this.
your buddy's getting all the goodies.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You're hooking his ass up, aren't you?
Oh, all the alpha related to security. I was like, bro, you need to do this, this, and this. If it takes you 3 months to do it, you should do this before you really kind of like get into.
You're giving him 5 years of experience in fucking a month.
And it's gonna be so but the Trezor, to your point though, you're absolutely correct. These support different networks and different operating systems. So Internet Money, love your shit. Looking for that forward to that coming out. But this I think supports Android and iOS and like other operating systems, meaning and there's one more thing that I wanted to say about this, and we can move on to something else. When you pull out this USB cord, right? There's an adapter you can get. This is USB-A here, and that's USB-C right there. So this USB-A, you can put an adapter on here. I don't have one on my desk here, but I have one somewhere around, where you take a USB-A and convert it to USB-C. What does that allow you to do? Well, here's a phone. This phone right here, I could use as, this is the burner phone. That's why the sticker's still on the back. You can plug this in USB-C and then convert this and have it plugged into here to do transactions, I believe. So that is something that I would like to test, because if I'm traveling and I want to have some access to crypto and I don't necessarily want to bring a laptop, I would like to be able to do something like that. The last take on this is Trezor comes with a micro USB. Micro. So micro, if you consider this, micro is the old technology, right? So we went from like USB-A to micro USB, I believe it was, and then to USB-C, right? Well, there's 2 iterations of micro USBs. Micro USB is the one that looks like kind of like this, but there's a little bit of a hook on it. That's old technology. So you have Trezor that feels like flimsy and it's using old technology, versus Ledger feels far sturdier.
What about the price, Sam? Have you mentioned the price?
Price is about $15 to $20 more.
Oh yeah, see, that's fair, super fair. I mean, anything if it was like if you're getting into that $60 to $80 over, you're gonna want to at least like look, pay attention. But when you're $20 over, maybe it kind of sounds like they're doing things to compete directly with Trezor. Almost, they're keeping that price point close. That wouldn't sway my deal. I don't know about $20 when it comes to security. I'll pay it. I'll pay that. But I'm just talking in general. Me and Sam are going to read an article real quick, and then we're going to invite KG on for a 15-minute powwow about all the things that we want. I want him to react to if you're listening to this. We're going to talk about the merge will not impact gas fees, transaction speeds, staking. A little article here. I was reading a bunch of these articles yesterday, and this is kind of what I was thinking in general. And I think this ETH 2.0 buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing, if it plays out in a negative way, which it could, it could just not happen or whatever. You never know. Maybe this could be the bear. Like maybe this could be like, because there's a lot of money moving, and then it's like, ooh, maybe 6 more months, and everyone's like, shit, fuck, like we wrecked. So I'm saying, like, this to me, I get these weird little feelings of maybe a super buy the rumor, sell the news. And in the reality of the situation, this article confirms a lot of what I'm saying, because people want to see results. That's not what proof of stake really is. It's like it's just a network consensus. We're just trying to make this thing cleaner and more profitable and better. but it's not like, oh, your life's better now, Sam, 100%. Like it's not really like that. So I wanted just to read the reality.
That's awesome. Let's pull up the article. So I like what you said though, because the expectations around this merge are fairly fucking high. Because it's been 6 years of lead up, and then they're building up, and there's a lot of people who don't know actually what's going on. And if that bubble pops and they realize that you don't get faster transaction speeds and you don't get cheaper gas fees, that could be like that rug pull from underneath that momentum that tanks everything and helps everything sell off. But let's
plus
get into
the
this.
Gox coins, plus everything. It could be good timing. If you watch Vitalik's wallet, I don't think he's bought back yet, guys. So why don't we just wait till he buys again? Because he sells the top and then he buys the bottom. He buys the bottom because he makes the bottom probably. So, just pay attention. And he goes live and tells you he dumps. So he doesn't give a fuck. He's just telling you how the shit goes. He's like a robot. Anyway, let's get into this real quick. I'm going to read the first section. Let me pull this up.
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
Yes, sir.
Please. And then we'll get into this. Just in, the merge will not impact gas fees, transaction speed, ETH staking. This is going to be an interesting article about this. And if we have time later, before KG comes on, we're going to also talk about the Tornado Cash if we have time. But you want to go ahead and start reading this off? No, that was good. If you bring it back out right here, that's perfect.
Sorry, I'm a freaking noob, and I made my screen on the other side go really small. Okay,
it's perfect for the viewer, though.
This is really important information, in my opinion. This is the hottest news right now. This is what you should be paying attention to right now, other than HSI auctions and earning that sweet Icosa nectar every single day. So Ethereum.org, the official website of Ethereum, has updated 8 misconceptions about the merge as the community awaits the anticipation upgrade. On September 15th, the merge will not reduce gas fees, make transactions faster, or enable withdrawal of staked ETH. Sounds lit. These changes will happen with the subsequent completion of the surge, verge, purge, and splurge phase and the Shanghai upgrade. Have I ever heard a word salad like that? That's like, Sam, we got to lie real quick. Make some shit up. Literally, like I fucking rugged everyone in my whole entire chat. Make us 4 words up that we can do some word salading on. It's literally what that feels like. Like that's an argument with like a
merge, surge, verge, purge, splurge. It sounds like fucking describing somebody jizzing on something or whatever. Like, what are you talking about?
It's like this. That's Vitalik's sex life when he's at his house. Verge, purge, splurge, sitting at his computer. Ethereum clears 8 First of all, Ethereum, I want to thank you so much for clearing these misconceptions for us after 6 years of waiting in line to everyone about what you were doing. You are now admitting that you were doing exactly just trying to switch everything up because you fucked up. You screwed up. You should have done this when the network was not filled with friggin' heads and it was the craziest motherfucking thing that ever it's created. Because it exploded and because they wrote this in the beginning, so it's not like they didn't know. They wrote it right in the beginning. I read it. Ethereum clears 8 misconceptions about gas fees, transaction speed, staking after the merge. Ethereum.org updated 8 misconceptions about the merge on August 17th as anticipated date of the upgrade draws near. Ethereum is transitioned from proof of work to proof of stake. Consensus with the merger of Ethereum mainnet and Beacon Chain, it will reduce power usage by 99%. Users don't need to upgrade software, transfer funds, or send ETH in order to move to proof of stake Ethereum. However, users need to be aware of scams during the merge and misconceptions about the merge. Misconception 1, merge will reduce gas fees. The merge will change the consensus mechanism to proof of stake, but not expand network capacity or throughput to lower gas fees. In fact, the gas fee depends on the Ethereum network demand. Just like I said, Sam, when the prices of this stuff is $5,000 for a swap, it does not matter what you're doing in the background. It does not work right. It's not working. It's not being able to have enough capacity for what people want. So they're basically just telling you like it's going to happen again. They just said it. This is the official website. However, the transition to proof of stake will help focus on increasing scalability in the surge phase, guys. Remember the important surge phase since they defined it so well for us up top. The surge phase through sharding and rollups to significantly reduce fees. So However, the transition to proof of stake will help on increasingly scalability in the surge phase through sharding and rollups. I guess it just means like they're trying to upgrade it over time, and it'll slowly reduce fees.
One thing, well, that's the next stage. I think this was merge, surge, splurge, splashy, dishwashers or something. I don't know. But the surge phase looks like it is going to be focused on reducing gas fees. One thing that this will do, even though like it's not going to do anything, there's a tiny percent increase in block time, right, from like 13 seconds to 12 seconds maybe. But what this will do is it will give confidence to the market, confidence that things are going to move forwards. And I wouldn't be surprised if, yes, it took absolutely forever to go from, saying that it's going to switch to proof of stake, then to actually switching to proof of stake. So, whoops, maybe that was 5 years. But then going from the merge to the surge is probably going to happen in a very, very, very compressed time frame, relatively speaking, because the proof of work to proof of stake is a big change. But going from proof of stake to the surge and through sharding and roll-ups, as I mentioned here, is probably a much more trivial or less resource intense thing to do with less issues associated with it. So I would expect that the market gains a lot more confidence in Ethereum by going through this.
All right, let me read the next one. Let me pound through these quick, and then we'll jump KG in. Misconception 2, merge will increase transaction speeds. The transaction speeds will not increase much, as blocks will be produced only 10% faster on proof of stake than proof of work. Introduce the transaction finality and epochs concepts. However, users can expect a faster transaction speed of 100,000 transactions per second after the completion of all phases has been upgraded. Let me get a date on completion. That would be lit. But no, we just do. It's pretty much just like they're starting. It sucks that this is the way it is. It's not easy to market. Like, it's not easy to market a merge to proof of stake. It's like the most unsexy thing to market, but they got to spin it in their favor. Like, you can't. So,
but this is. I mean, they're already the largest like network in terms of users by far, and I mean, if that's accurate, even if it takes them 3 years, where do we have? In let's say 5 years, it takes them 5 years to get to the completion of these other things. 100,000 transactions per second.
Dude, by then we will be so fucking rich, dude. The whole game will look different.
Correct, but there's not enough users in crypto yet, right? We know that. That's all about adoption. What happens in 5 years? A gargantuan increase in that. So
we'll keep reading in a second. I'm going to transition KG on. Give me a thumbs up when you can, KG, below. And you good? Okay,
perfect.
I have a feeling he understands this concept, probably read a couple articles and thinks about this stuff a little bit. And I'd love his insight on this, because I want to know, is this complete fool's gold, snake oils talk? And I know it's going to happen eventually, but like, as far as user effect, like, will anyone see any dramatic changes in anything? Let's transition him in.
KG in the house. What's good?
What's up, Phil? Oh, I didn't mean to flick you off. My fingers messed up. I forgot. I tried to give you a peace sign.
That's the Crypto in the Morning gang sign. Don't worry.
What up? How y'all doing today?
KG, can we talk to you for a second? I'm going to let you and Sam go back and forth for a second, but I'm just going to set the floor. What the F is going on with ETH 2.0? I've heard the same thing the whole entire time. They said it's not going to change much, but in reality, in the future, of course it will. Of course it will. But that's not what people want. That's not sexy. That's not going to give you a Lamborghini, right? Like, you're not off the ETH 2.0 merge. But it is marketing. I understand. Okay. So it's not like I'm like, oh, these liars. You know what I mean? Can you tell me a little bit about maybe what to expect, what you think, and what you know about ETH 2.0 in merge in general?
Sure. So, full disclosure, I've got 2 kiddos right over there. So if you hear any random screams, just bear with me. And
yeah, no worries, dude, on that. You're good. Thank you.
I'm not the foremost expert on the merge, but I do have a couple opinions about it, such as there is part of me that wonders, yes, 1 second, okay? There is part of me that wonders if it's ever going to happen or anytime soon, because we have a whole system of miners that are financially reliant upon the
Hey,
success
sweetie.
of Ethereum, and
Hi.
and so I don't know. I don't know if if it's ever going to launch. B, I think the sharding part of the technology is going to be the crux of what makes it better. And I think that's what's going to maybe help with allowing more transactions to occur, because there's obviously some reason they're going from proof of work to proof of stake, right? They wouldn't go through all this headache and turmoil and negative talk just to do something that's equal. It wouldn't make any sense. Why not continue to do what they're
They
doing?
won't make it
So
through the
there's not,
next bull market with $10,000 gas fees.
yeah, how could they?
They can't, dude.
You,
I was
what,
literally, there was weeks on end where I had $2,000 plus gas fees, and the market was a moving. You had to make your move, Sam. You had to. You were like, oh shit, like there is
exactly.
it's going to blow off top. There's not a, you could blow on this thing and it's going to the moon. You all know it. Everyone knows it. All the signs are there. And then you're like $5,500 gas fee for a end stake on a, you're just like, I can't do anything. And then you see how it works in real time. You're like, oh, the plebs don't get to do things. They don't get to make moves. Vitalik only gets to make moves. Richard only gets to make moves. Guys with huge ETH bags that have never endless ETH. You know what I mean, Sam and KG?
Yeah. It's interesting
What you mean.
about the sharding. KG, do you want to please share any more thoughts on the merge? I would like an exclusive update on Internet Money's wallet if you want to get into that a little bit.
Oh man, I'm always happy to talk internet money.
Hell yeah.
So before there is a video I'll share with you guys that you can share with your audience that is probably the best breakdown of the Ethereum 2.0 explained. I actually just shared it on the Internet Money Twitter. It's an amazing explainer video for exactly what Ethereum 2.0 is. And I think everybody who's curious about comparing Ethereum 2.0 to Pulse Chain or just in general should watch that video. It's amazing.
Dude, thank you so much. I'll pull that up right now. That's amazing. That's exactly
Perfect timing. I didn't even do it because of this. I just posted it this morning.
that's KG.
I'm getting it
dude,
right now.
Ever since we talked, let me just say this real quick, ADD moment. Ever since we talked, we had like an emotional stream at some point out of nowhere for no reason. We were just fucking feeling it, I guess. And dude, watching you go up while Richard was talking on Spaces and show your stuff and do a nice shill and just be appropriate and nice to everyone, but be effective in the same time. It was friggin' lit. I was lit up like a Christmas tree, dude. I was DMing everyone. I was like,
I actually watched your replay of that, and I heard you say KG. Is that KG right now? And I was like, my boy. That boy GRC.
I just remember being
that
like,
was cool.
Yeah, man. Right in front of Richard and everyone. It was good. And I love to see that he did not directly attack anyone, because that shows that he wants people to build on his shit. Like he's not an idiot, right? Like he's not gonna tell everyone to building on his shit to go fuck off. Like, but
no way. No way, because Richard's obviously a very intelligent individual, and as much as awesome as Hex is, it can't be the only thing that's operating on the chain. It just,
or it'll fail.
Chains need developers, chains need new users coming to the chain, and users come to the chain because there's reason to come to the chain, and that has to be all these other awesome projects that are being built. It's not just one project that's going to drive a chain. So Richard knows that. All these projects, not only are they bringing developers and their user base, they're also bringing money. So when you hire, like on our team, we have 9, well, I guess 7 of them actually working on the blockchain technology. That's money that's being paid to human beings that's then investing their time and resources into increasing the strength of Pulse Chain. He knows that. I know he knows that.
And they're crypto devs. We wonder what they're buying. Crypto.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's like they're all buying crypto. Like it's the best. It's like, what else would you do if you're that smart enough to be a dev and understand a blockchain? You're like, oh wait, they just make money forever on this shit. You just put it right back.
Of course.
Can
of
you,
course.
Can you talk about some of the updates and where you're at and cool features and things with internet money?
Sure.
I want to hear about
So,
that.
okay, sure, of course, of course. So we actually just released a video. We are officially in alpha testing mode, which means that the app is now on a phone, and we have it on Android for now, and the next step is going to be getting it on an Apple phone and a Chrome extension. But it was so cool. I was actually, instead of showing like the design on the design software, I was able to actually in this video hold a phone in my hand and show the process of actually generating a 24-word seed phrase, and then I was able to send myself on that account test pulse. So it's our wallet is now actually functioning on
You
Pulse
guys are
Chain
sick.
Testnet.
Beautiful.
Dude, it's
From an idea.
Thank you
from
for
an
fucking
idea.
working. Thank you for working, man. 7 devs, dude. That's impressive, man. I don't care what
Thank
anyone
you.
says. It's impressive to me. I'm not the god of the devs, but I'm walking around in a crypto world where there's only 3 real fucking cryptos and a couple other good things going on, and we are so early, and people need to be aggressive like you're being. They need to understand that we're that early. Like, we need people that have teams that are focused on specific functionality of certain things, not just one dude copy and pasting a meme coin and then putting his whole life fucking reputation on it. You know what I mean? I love the intellectual integrity. I love that you don't blow it in people's faces, because I think you're confident in your skills and your team.
We have an amazing team. I am very confident, and I agree with what you said.
Tell your dad we say hi, because he's awesome.
I want a team, Sam.
I know, me too. It's exciting. That was literally
I want a team.
That was my question that I was going to ask KG. So you 7 devs. Can you talk us through? So you have 7 people working on this. How does that work? What are they split up into? Like, how is like Dev 1? What are they working on? Dev 2? Like, how does that work?
So we actually have 9 developers, but the reason I said 7 for blockchain is because one of them is building the website and one of them is strictly design. So 7 are actually working on the app, the Android and iOS app, the Chrome extension, the smart contracts, because we have the WD smart contract, as well as because we're giving away free crypto when users download the wallet. That in and of itself is going to be a smart contract, so they're building that. And then yeah, the apps, the mobile apps, the Chrome extension, and the smart contracts.
So each person, so you have somebody maybe for the Chrome extension because they specialize in that shit. You have somebody in like for Android and they kind of specialize in app development or something. And then is that kind of how it works?
So we have a project manager, which is not included in one of the devs. That's just someone else on the team. And then we have the lead dev, who then so he counts as one. And then we have one, and it's like a tree almost, because the lead dev is the overarching, like the general contractor, I guess. He'll come in and swing the hammer when he has to, but he's just one sec.
Yep. This is fascinating. Fascinating stuff.
I'm gonna put him down for 1 second. Hold that thought, guys. I just want to remind everyone about a couple things while I can. KG, get your. I'll give you 2 minutes. Just give the kids a little. Oh, I don't know anything about having kids. That was a joke. I'm sorry. No abuse. But guys, we have Silver. I want Silver on the show. You guys know that. Dude, to be honest, Sam, he was the first person I ever turned my notifications on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
That's when I learned the button. I was like, how do I watch this guy all the time? And then I was like, oh, there's a notifications button. And it was like last year, like real early. I told him that this morning. And I said, well, it was him and Richard, maybe like at the same ish time. But I have a tweet out, guys, and it's getting a little bit tasty. These numbers, we got 300 likes, 90 retweets. And I told it, I wanted to give it a little breath of fresh air. I want back on it, guys. If you're in here and you could do me a favor and retweet this exact tweet, we need 150 more, 160 more or something. And we have Silver on tomorrow morning. So that's going to be flipping fun. Okay,
Yes.
so let's do it. Let's bring the goat back in, guys.
Man, yeah, I'll be sure to retweet. I'd love to see him on your show. You definitely deserve that. You guys bring awesome content, so
Thanks, dude.
It's because people like you who come on and share their passions and what they're excited about come on and chat with us and are willing to answer questions for us, like try to learn and
go to
learn.
golf tournaments and sponsor $20,000 holes and do all of it. It shows me a lot. Sam might not know about those specifics, but I could see it, man. I could see it. Like I could see you're trying to do everything. You're trying to get a part of this. You're trying to be a good person in between all of that. You know, like you can do both. You do not have to be a fucking scumlord to do all this stuff. You really, really don't. You just don't. There's so much value. You just can like make awesome stuff, but it takes a certain amount of emotional fitness to get to the point where you want to create and build and, you know, be a decent guy. You know, it takes a long time to get there, to be honest.
So
100%, it's a mental discipline for sure.
So with Internet Money Wallet, what are some of the features that are going to be dope or like, right? Because I think of a wallet and I think of several things that like I would like to have in a wallet. Tracking, right? But not just tracking for one of the things that I've noticed as I've done more LP is Ethereum fees. I can track that shit, but the fees for, and maybe I just don't know where this is, or I don't want to click through and go to Etherscan, but the tracking for doing a trade, right? Like, so you go to Uniswap and then you're paying a fee there, but all we think about is ETH fees, but there's the other fee there. You just don't see that fee. Well, what I would like to see those fees and an aggregation of those over time, or maybe per month, or like lots of things like that. What cool things have you kind of like ironed out? Because I know sometimes before we were talking about different stuff, but it was still like, depending on where we're at, you know, you want to continue to iterate, but like, have you ironed out any of the features yet?
We've ironed out some features that are going to be in version 1 for sure. And I think the one that I'm most proud of, and I think it's underrated that we don't currently have this in wallets right now, is pricing for your coins beyond what MetaMask does. So on MetaMask right now, you're lucky if you're on the Ethereum network and the price of your coin is there, right? And to show you the value of what that particular. So if I have 1,000,000 hex, I can see, okay, I have $50,000, right? They only do that on Ethereum, or mainly on Ethereum, and only the tokens that are listed on CoinMarketCap. So it's very limited pricing feeds, which I think when we're talking about converting people from legacy finance, I think that's a very important feature. As well as me as an investor, I want to know what my portfolio is worth. So we're doing a very unique method of aggregating pricing data to the wallet. And that is, instead of relying on a company like CoinMarketCap, which is very limited, first of all, the ultimate would probably be to build out our own technology, which is something we're talking about on the roadmap. But for now, connecting to a software like Deck Screener, that all the chains, all the coins, the coin can be listed for 5 minutes and it already has a price, it already has a chart. The Internet Money wallet can pull that data, and for the most obscure token, you can see your portfolio value. And then taking that, aggregating that data into one big portfolio balance and being able to track that on the lifetime of a chart so you can see your obscure crypto portfolio. For me, that is so important, and it makes crypto more real. It's not just a weird jazz icon with 18 decimals on your screen.
Hey, back in the day, it used to show your cumulative value at the top of MetaMask. I remember. It doesn't do that anymore. You can't see your cumulative crypto as like a value.
Did it do that?
Top. It did. I remember back in the day, I used to be like, look at all that.
It would be dope. So what you're talking about is
dang, yes.
All those coins being in there. Like if there was a feature back in the day and they changed it, why would you change that? I don't know why, but
I don't know. But I remember
exactly,
maybe it was because of this controversy with all these coins, these new coins that came in that had no price attached to it, and it would confuse everyone. So maybe once, because maybe
Possible.
when that because it was years ago. This was probably years ago, like now 2 years ago, maybe. And I remember looking at it for the first time because that's when I was looking at it all the time, trying to pay attention a little bit. And I remember saying like, wow, all these cryptos together sure do equal a good amount. Like it was Polkadot, maybe it was on a different wallet too. That could have been the case. But that's not the point. I think they should do that. I would like that feature. Like
very much.
And for any coin with any decent press, like it gets on there quick. Even like weight tokens got theirs up, and I think it just like depends somewhat on the trade volume. It seems like if there's a lot of trade volume, it seems like it goes up a lot faster. But maybe it has to do with interacting with those companies directly. Do you know the answer to that?
What, for CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko?
Like if you want your coin shit to pop up right away, let's say your coin just came out on Ethereum, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You want the number to pop up ASAP Rocky because that's people don't trade when they don't see the number for whatever reason. What can you like force that with money? Can you like manually pay someone to do this for me or you?
So if you want to see it on MetaMask, it has to be on CoinMarketCap. And if you can force it with money, we haven't found the way. We've applied for CoinMarketCap for internet money 5 times already, and we continue to get denied on the basis of volume, which doesn't make a lot of sense because we've had 100K volume weeks. And also other projects get listed that don't even exist yet. 0 holders, 0 volume. So how can you deny me on the basis of volume? Now we've tried to seek out.
There's like 3 cryptos with volume. Like there's no cryptos
Right.
have volume. Like literally, like there's like, you know what I mean? Like there's like a top 10. Everything outside of that, no volume.
So I personally think there's a way to pay professional, an insider on there. We're still working towards getting listed, so I can't say that I have figured it out yet. I found things that don't work, but haven't found out what does.
I'll ask around at some. I'll poke at some big brains that mess around in that stuff. See if we can get an answer for that. But maybe I could probably get an answer for that if there is like some. I'm good at kind of like digging up random ass information when it appeals to me, and I think about building coins and stuff all day long. It's all like what can you think about really in this space? It's so early. It's so hard not to, Sam. And I know Sam's writing a white paper right now, like, and I'm not allowed to talk about shit.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah, no, we just are, trying to learn.
Not allowed to talk about shit, but you say it.
I know. I didn't say any specifics. Okay, I didn't say any specifics. They call that in the movie business in Hollywood a teaser. That's a teaser. No, but we're trying to. There's dude. Every day that I'm using crypto, I want you to know both of the audience more because you guys already know this. I run into problems. I run into issues. I run into things that I don't like. I don't want to provide liquidity and sit next to my computer for maximum gain all day long. There's like a lot of like things like value propositions within there that just can be fixed, but nobody wants to, except this community is weird as shit. This community is weird, man. There are a lot of go-getters, a lot of guys that are willing to go to zero, man. And I mean that. And I think there's a lot, like all 3 of us guys are willing to sell out for what we believe in all the fucking way. And then, you just don't find that much anymore. And I feel like in the Hex community, there's a lot of guys that really do want to change. Of course, there's going to be bottom feeders that put on a fucking collared shirt for the first time and say they were in Hollywood the whole time. You know what I mean? There's always people like that. But I find guys like you, Silver, not everyone's building, but geez, they're really punching hard, teaching people stuff, getting involved. There's so much value to give in crypto. Like there's unlimited, like I'm finding this out by day. I'm like, oh my God, I could sit here all day and just help people because it's fun to me, but it's important too. And I couldn't find anything else in my life that felt important. Like bodybuilding was fun and I wanted people to feel like healthy, but that's it. I wanted people to feel like healthy, not die. I didn't want everyone to have a 9-pack. It's just not what it's always about for some people. But in this, it's like you want to protect yourself from a future of turmoil, potentially. Like that's what it feels like when you talk to someone about crypto to me. And that's why it gives me such that juice where I'm like, man, I want to do something. I want to, it takes hard work and it's a long shot and you can go to zero on anything, but I love this community.
Same.
Man,
go ahead, KG.
I'll say I love this community too. And to your point about like, it's weird that this community is filled with not only builders, but incredibly intelligent, innovative, passionate people. I think it's because, Richard, he started effectively a thought movement in the crypto space, right? Bitcoin, even though in it itself is anti-establishment in terms of the government and fiat money, Bitcoin itself became the establishment in the crypto space. And so Richard, with his influence in the Bitcoin community, and even though he had to completely make himself look like a, in his own words, maybe a fool for being such a Bitcoin maxi for so long, he not only went against the establishment, he went against himself, and he updated his worldview and he followed what he was passionate about because he knew that it was the right thing for him, and he saw the problems with Bitcoin. So that's the leader of this thought movement, and I think that's why it attracts other thought leaders effectively.
Yes,
What
correct.
do you think about that, Sam? You're from afar,
that-
kind of community wise. Like you're not much of a community. Like you're kind of like you do your thing all day long, pretty much. And but you're in it now. Like you see it. You see what's going on. You could watch this from afar and see pretty clearly. What do you think about what's going on? Sometimes I want affirmation. Like, am I fucking insane?
Well,
Like,
the
is this
idea,
wild? Is this like off? Are we off at all, or are we just on it?
what KG was saying though is that when you look at a company, and that's effectively what this is to a certain degree, even though it's decentralized, there's semantics of like how you describe it, but the leader or the person that people turn to, right? That person is who sets the culture, right? That person is who sets the culture. So I do have some thoughts about like setting a culture that really focuses on material shit that doesn't fucking matter, right? Because then you're setting the culture, and you're gonna have people who don't like, maybe want to go deeper than that, right? And I don't know if that's the best thing for the world, but that's not for me to choose. Like I get to choose my life, so I do have some thoughts about that. But what KG was saying is when you have, when you bring forth like innovative, or you have the capacity to go back and say that, hey, I was wrong. This is the reason why I was wrong. The next thing is better. Like you get people that are flexible in the way that they think, right? And that in and of itself is like a little superpower, because so many people get stuck in a status quo of how they live their life. And that's the only thing that we can be sure of is death and taxes, right? So when you like hold on to a belief system and you don't change, and you keep that rigidity in your mind about your belief system, and you're not capable of understanding the new thing is better because of the way you've set yourself up, flexibility becomes like a superpower. And we've been in that way for so long. And when you present this to the world and you talk about that, what you attract is other people who either are that way or want to be that way, right? Or appreciate that. So then you get together this collective, this group, this community here that is flexible in the way that they think and evolve and smart and talented and all of those things. The only thing where I'm like, I don't know about is all like, the shiny object bullshit stuff, which is fun. It's cool. It's right. I'm sure it is. But there's people who are still very
I don't think it's
early.
cool.
I mean, like, it's cool. I own a Tesla. I'm not saying that's super fancy
Oh
or anything,
no, well,
but it's cool.
They're fucking incredible pieces of equipment. The shiny object syndrome is not Tesla. That's the shiny you made a good purchase syndrome. Like that's like you just bought the best car ever created in history. And when you buy these dog coins for thousands of dollars, you could purchase probably a down payment on a Tesla or something that could actually enhance your life directly, or something of, depending on your tax bracket or wherever kind of money you're making. You know what I mean? Like these meme coins suck up a lot of US dollar, dude. Dude, I'm telling you. I think that's a topic I'd like to talk about too. We got all these US dollars and everyone wants to be the pump and dumper, right? Like, so basically what people do is they make these meme coins, they hype them up as much as they can, but they make that, the reason they make meme coins is because there's no intellectual integrity there. So when it goes to zero, their reputation doesn't necessarily go to zero. It goes to like 50%. They're not ruined forever, but it's kind of like, you're that dude who was shilling the dog. You put $1 million on the dog, dude. What the fuck were you doing? But like, no one's going to hate you for it. But at the same time, it's like, if you pay attention to chain analytics at all, like you know exactly what these guys do. If there's not that much volume, guys, you can pretty much just watch it. Like go to PLSD and then top 10 trading wallets, and then you're good. Like, so understand, it's just important to understand that product market fit in a real product is what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. I'm not looking for something silly. I want no more silly but there's so much US dollar, Sam, like billions, hundreds of billions, and even within this community, millions and millions of dollars going to these other outlets. And Sam, if I had the list for you, I don't even know what they're called anymore. There's 100 more. They were coming out this week. Billionaire Hex dude comes out with PZen or whatever. And Maddie was on there talking about that shit yesterday. It's garbage. It's trash. I'm sorry. I'll read the white paper and give it a once through and look back at that, by the way, before that gets recorded. But you know what I mean? I'm done.
The utility is what's coming forth, right? Like the utility, we're shifting to focus on utility. KG, and speaking of utility, what is some utility or value or interesting things that you guys are maybe like working through, or like kind of, at that point where you're not sure how to move forward in it, that the community might be able to help you with, or tag you in shit, or share information with you? Do you have any of those things that you guys are like, maybe running up into a wall a little bit where anybody could help in a certain way?
At this moment in time, not to have an inflated ego, because it's not that. It's just a statement of fact. We're honestly flowing really good right now. And we don't have, like, Bruce Lee might say, "Oh, here, check it out. I keep him on the fridge." Right there. There he is. Bruce Lee might say, "We're being like water." And, yeah, sure, we hit some roadblocks here and there, but we just find a way to stay malleable and flexible. Everything is going really good right now. There's no major roadblocks that we're up against.
I'm bullish on IM.
Yeah.
Me
So
too.
when you come out, when you have like V2 of alpha or beta coming out or something, let us know and we can pull it up here. And I'm sure Bullish knows a way to like have I can download it or something, and then we can play with it on the phone and share and talk about it on stream.
Anything you send, KG, I love when you come in here because you're a busy guy. So you come in with
send me the APK. I can load it up on the emulator and show it off.
Yeah, anything you want to send to the private chat, we can pop up. And I was planning on playing that Ethereum 2.0 game changer proof of stake, the beacon chain sharding and docking explained that you mentioned earlier. I want to say hi to that super chat. There was another super chat before that I starred, but then I forgot. So I can't remember who it was. If you could remind me who that was, that'd be great. If anybody knows the time exactly and a link for the Richard thing, I will be live stream partying that 100%. That's my shit. I love doing that shit because it's fun and it's in the middle of the day, and I love it. So guys, $50 super chat. I love my Hex staking ladder. 120 stakes out 15 years. Good job, guys. Yes,
good for you.
You're going to be a very rich person at some point. Hopefully you spread that ladder out a little bit. Yes. And if anyone, it does sound like at some point, Sam and KG, I'm running into an issue with the channel where we're getting the information that me and Sam is studying is getting so nuanced that it's like, I don't even want to say all of it because it's like half make you liable, because you can only, like, when I'm talking to Sam, I'm talking to someone that I kind of can predict, right? Like I know what Sam's kind of like. So it's like, I keep running into this problem where we want to talk about all these things, but there are limitations when you're talking on the internet, in my opinion. Like, and I'm a pretty like low risk dude. Like, and this isn't about what Sam or anyone thinks in particular, but I want to get into these topics really bad with really smart guys. And if so, there will be some sort of private group where I can filter things out and talk on a platform where I'm not spitting all over the internet, because it's turning out that I really can't say whatever I want on here. Truthfully.
Yeah.
It's just because I hurt someone that's broke, that has their last $2,000 and they're listening to me talk about LP. Do you know what I mean, KG?
I do.
Then I'm
when you become an influencer, you're now beholden to a degree to the people that are influenced by you. And so you got to be careful with what you say. You got to be careful with the things you push or don't push, because people trust you and they're making decisions based on your words. Well, even if you said, don't make any decisions based on my words, well, that's not going to change that.
Completely agree.
Yeah, we can end it here. I would love, hey, next time you're at the office and you're ready to go with some, some good info from the team, just DM me, dude. I'm every single day, and I'm streaming all the time, like I'm taking this seriously. I don't care what people think, whether they think I should or should not. That doesn't really matter to me. I am enjoying giving people information. I truly think it's valuable. I really do. When I go to bed, I think I'm doing the right thing.
KG, to wrap us up here, would you give us like an elevator pitch of like, internet money? Because I'm sure there's people who don't know or not aware of it, and then we'll wrap things up.
Sure. So, elevator pitch of what we're doing. We're building a multi-chain EVM wallet that is native to Pulse Chain. That just basically means it's an Ethereum-based wallet, and you can connect to all the different Ethereum chains. We have two tokens. We have Internet Money, which is a deflationary peer-to-peer digital cash that will operate on Binance Smart Chain and Pulse Chain. If you hold it on Binance Smart Chain, when we launch on Pulse Chain, you get a 1-to-1 airdrop. So you have it on two chains.
You see how he kind of did that, Sam, with the jumping over there to make it easily accessible, but still making it a 1-for-1 just manually. It's a really good idea.
Thank you. And then the absolute innovation and beauty of what we're building is our token WD, or Internet Money Wallet Dividend, longest name in crypto. But when a user performs a swap in the app from one asset to another, a fee is charged, just like all other crypto wallets. The difference with the fee in the Internet Money Wallet is A, it's the least expensive amongst the big competitors. B, the fee is charged in the form of that blockchain's native coin. So if you're swapping from Internet Money to Hex on Pulse Chain, you're going to pay that fee in Pulse. The holders of our WD token get that fee. How does that work? All fees, 100% of the fees that the wallet generates, get locked up in an immutable, no admin key smart contract. So we're talking Pulse, ETH, BNB, whatever chain WD is on, the smart contract locks that up. And then the holders of the WD token, without staking, without delegating, without locking up their tokens in any way, shape, or form, can claim their passive income as frequently as every block. It's all day, every day passive income in the form of the blockchain's native coin.
Oh, I love this.
AG, we would also love to talk to you sometime in private, if you wouldn't mind, with just us, so we can brainstorm, because there's not too many open-minded people that you could brainstorm with, and I really just want to make things better. Like, and you're already on a path, like you know what's going on over at your section. I want to learn stuff, man. There's a lot to be done in this industry, and there's enough people that want to fix stuff. There's just guys that want to be rich for no reason, and that's where that premium comes in. A lot of that meme coin action, a lot of that, I think we need to like motivate people to be more aggressive as far as like this is a groundbreaking technology. Don't let someone else take the reins on it. If you have the passion in your heart, and it doesn't matter how smart you are, guys. Forget that word. If you don't think you're smart, if you think you're smart, people told me I was the dumb fuck my whole entire life. Literally. My teachers told me it, my family told me it, and they didn't say you're a dumb fuck. They just, they alluded to like, you're in fucking idiot classes. You don't care. You don't pay attention. You do drugs. And I was just like, yep, I guess that's me, and then you get older and you're like, this is just about who cares more. It's just about who actually cares. And that's why my filter process generally starts with the founder. I look right at the founder. I'm like, why would he care? Why would Alex care? He's rich already. And then you learn. You're like, oh, wow, he seems like a great guy. Look at him, man. He's really putting in work. He's coding. He's telling the whole community about everything. He's trying to be as transparent as you can be. There's always insider trading. I'm sorry, there is. And that's just the way it is. I'm not saying him in particular, but just in general. Anyway, guys, great show. Amazing shit. I'm going to be live streaming the Richard Hart and on Valuetainment. If somebody could give me a link or somebody could give me an exact time, I'll set up that thumbnail a little faster, because I just don't know the exact time on that. Thank you so much, KG, for coming on. Sam, it's been incredible.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, KG. Thank you for your time and
Yep.
what you're doing to the community.
Peace out, guys. Richard
Yes.
Hart
Thank you
created
for
a
having me
fucking lit ass coin. Hey, have a good one, man.
Young folks, you dripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on